Hey everybody. So I'm walking around, about to finish my cosplay, some of it. Now I just heard over something. I overheard that the bill in Texas about banning anime has passed the House of Representatives, is now heading to the Senate, where the House of Representatives unanimously, sorry if I messed up that word, did 139 to 0 to pass the ban of anime. But I think we need to get onto something about this because this is where it gets interesting. So, as an anime fan, I can understand parents' concern about certain anime like ecchi, hentai, bloody, horror, all that shit. But as an anime fan, it will hurt the community entirely. See, Texas has at least two of the biggest anime distributions in Texas, because Viz Media, Aniplex, and Crunchyroll are all in the state of California, where they're pretty much safe. That's why Anime Expo this year it's barely. But Texas has Sentai Networks and a few other, I think, Funimation / Crunchyroll. Funimation doesn't exist anymore, but Crunchyroll took over, so they still have the building out there. But on the other hand, this bill is just becoming tremendously ridiculous, because banning anime, that means you're going to take jobs from people, from the artists, voice actors, the directors, the everybody that works in it, the producers, just everyone. Everyone's going to be affected. Even though anime is from Japan, this bill just can't get any stupider, because it is. Now I'm gonna say this: why ban anime? Well, there's been a lot of talk on why. Because anime is woke. That's right, it is woke. But you're probably wondering what I mean. Anime has LGBTQ representation of transgender, non-binary, gay, lesbian, whole shebang. And since Texas is very conservative, it also puts this to perspective on, this is exactly why Texas wants to do it. Because conservatives think if they block anime, that they're going to somehow save kids from from kids being exploited and all that. And I get the fact that, CP is bad. It is. It's terrible. It's a terrible thing in this world. It's truly just killed with fire. Point is, that's not what anime is. Anime has a shit ton of genres. We have characters that look young but are older. We have characters that represent countries like Hetalia, and we have characters like, we have isekai, we have horror, we have adventure, we have mystery. But on the other hand, Texas is just becoming stupider. As they always say, everything is big in Texas, including incompetence. So, good job, Texas. Good job. You're just making it funny. I honestly have to say I'm very disappointed in Texas, because they have Sentai Networks, which is based in Houston. They have Anime Dallas. They also have many other conventions down there, including the ones in Houston, San Antonio, and all that. But how is this? But you're probably wondering that Texas will this actually go into law. So SB Texas State Bill 20 is what it is, and it has passed the House of Representatives. It's going to the Senate, but unfortunately, we can't stop it because these people are just incompetent. They don't know They don't know anime, or how they would put it, anime. This is how they would call it, because these dimwits just are dumb. Like they're fucking stupid. On a certain level, I have to say this does concern me because voice actors like Brittany Karbowski, Monica Rial, Jamie Marchi, and many voice actors like Cara Edwards are based in Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington area. Brittany Karbowski was born in Sugar Land, Texas, which I looked her up, by the way. I looked her Wikipedia. I looked her, my anime list. All the stuff she did. And pretty much this is why I'm going to say this. This will affect anime and manga. But I also have to say this is not actually going to pass because the Constitution of the United States of America states the fact that there are four things: freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of the press, and freedom of expression. The four things that make our country worth living in, because Taco Trump is screwing us over. That's why AX is not sold, and that'll be for another video. But as a whole, Texas State Bill 20 may be passing as a law. But is it going to stop anime as a whole? No. Will it affect? I don't know. But arresting people that watch hentai, people that watch ecchi, people that watch isekai, and labeling characters that are not 18 is the thing. Like, oh, they're not 18, so they must be a kid. They look like a kid, but they're not 18. This is why. Because they want to make sure that they're 18 plus, and if they don't look 18, if they're drawn younger, these dimwits are going to assume that they are children when they're not. Like Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Toru is a dragon in a human form. And we have many characters that are older than they look. So, how is this? I personally do not know. But it angers me a little bit. It tees me off that these asshats just don't want to admit that they want to control all sorts of media. They want to blindside everybody by going after stuff that we like. They want to take it out of libraries. They want to take it out of schools. They want to take it out everywhere because they want to, quote unquote, they want to protect the kids. And we heard this before because let me take you back to 2014. In 2014, this is true. In 2014, CNN made a video about anime, labeling it as CP, and how every anime fan, like me, like my mom, like my mother, because my mother loves anime as much as I do, we watch it together, including my nephew who watches Studio Ghibli, my cousins, and many of my friends, as psychopaths, murderers, creeps, pedos, predators, and all that. This is why dumbasses are so incompetent about anime. It's fiction. It's not real. It's literally on paper. Paper. That's why they want this, because they want to control all sorts of media, like how the Owl House got erased from Disney Channel because it had LGBTQ representation, and anything that they don't like that's not religious or religious to them or something or some bullshit like that. That's why. Because the separation of church and state is not existent towards Taco Trump, towards dumbass Musk, or anybody. They want to shove everything that they believe down our throats. Anime is one thing that they want to stop because it's freedom of expression, and this is why they're crossing the line, because they are going after something we love. Many anime fans are feeling very pressured. Many artists, voice actors, and the whole anime community is feeling. But the one thing I'm going to ask you, does this also affect the cosplay community? Because cosplayers like me who do cosplay, whole thing, does it affect us too? That's the issue that I'll make in another video. But on the other hand, Texas State SB 20 is going to be in the Senate, but here's where it may not pass. The Texas State Senate, or Texas Supreme Court, sorry. Will it pass there? This is where I don't think it will pass, because under the Constitution of the United States, just like I said, the freedom of expression, the freedom of religion, the freedom of speech, and the freedom of the press. So basically, it may get shot down. But as much as I can say, we can only hope and pray and watch from afar how this goes. But fortunately, we all have to understand one thing. As an anime fan, we have to see how it plays out. But anyways, take care. Keep watching anime. If you're an anime nerd, keep watching anime. Keep cosplaying. And I'll see you in another video. So, anyways, peace out.